back to the Crisis Report. It is November 3rd, 2024. Hopefully you get to sleep in a little extra today. Daylight savings and all that. We are going to be taking you through it and to it with everything going on. A lot of stuff, of course. Israel and expectation of a potential strike between Iran and Israel right before the election, but maybe not. We'll see. We're going to have some analysis by Middle East Spectator at the end on all of that. I think it's pretty important and kind of tells you exactly where things are. Other than that, have some polling and all that, and just tell you what's going on in the Middle East, and not too much on Russia right now and the Donetsk and the Ukraine special military operation. So just kind of go through and tell you all about that as well, and we'll update you on everything you need to know. So sit back, grab some beverage, whoosh, and get ready for a little bit of intel, a little open source intel. Cool? Cool. All right, well, we're going to get started. I'm going to try and, I talked till about 4 minutes to let people get in the room, but I'm just going to start to go about 2 o'clock or 2 minutes into the night because, we got things to do and I need to get a good night rest. It is important for us to be getting our sleep, as you know. So hopefully you're doing that and all that. Hopefully you're trying to eat good food and not eat the bad crap. I saw a thing that said 100 years ago, 90% of all food that is in the grocery store didn't exist. And 100 years ago, 90% of the diseases that we are afflicted with didn't exist either. So I don't know if that's true or not. It's probably not, but I thought it was an interesting little meme or whatever. So what you intake and all that is important. It's good for you to eat good food. So well, let's get started, folks. Let's get this done. And might even do a little PrepperNow action over there on the other channel. So this is your Crisis Report for November 3rd, 2024. And yes, there's about 36 hours to go between now and the big day. The big day when we'll start getting all the information. And, of course, well, I don't know. I'm kind of over it, to be honest with you. And I put my sentiments out on it on PrepperNow. So go check out that video if you like earlier. Just basically keep prepping and get ready. Nothing will really change after Tuesday regardless. It's what's come in the coming years, months, and all that. That's what will really be affected. American B-52 bombers arrived in the Middle East, U.S. military said Saturday, day after Washington announced their deployment in a warning to Iran. U.S. bomber joins air drill, South Korea and Japan. Israel carried out a ground raid in Syria, seizing a Syrian citizen. Israeli military says it's the first time in the current war that Israel has announced sending troops into the country. Federal judge has ruled that Iowa can continue challenging the validity of hundreds of ballots from potential non-citizens. By the way, I will say this. We don't do our elections like basically the rest of the developed world. The way we do it is really much more open to problems than a lot of other places out there. And everything that happens after Tuesday, we reap what we sow. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says that a Trump White House would advise all U.S. water systems to remove fluoride from public water on January 20th if the former president is elected. As a guy that is on well water, I'm quite all right with that. Atlas Intel, recognized as the most accurate pollster of 2020, has published its official swing state poll indicating that Donald Trump is leading in all swing states. But don't you worry, Siena and New York Times has Harris all over the place. Captain Harris everywhere. Harris everywhere. Everything's just all of a sudden just gotten so much better. Inflation solved. King Harris is coming. Speaking of kings, King Philip of Spain was greeted by angry people in Valencia, where more than 200 people died during the flood. Iran has informed regional Arab diplomats that it is planning a more powerful and complex attack against Israel involving advanced warheads and other weapons not previously used. Federal judge has ruled that Iowa can move forward with its challenge to the validity of hundreds of ballots, potential non-citizens. And this one is basically what all the prepper channels were doing yesterday. And so I come and I do my crisis report, and then I do my side hustle Saturday with all my different side hustles. I was telling my wife, she's like, that's funny that you call it that. So we do that. We coach the foosball and all that, and we coach, we play music, and I had the crisis report in the afternoon in between stuff. So everybody was reporting on this, but we'll recap it for everybody. With the U.S. general and presidential elections just 3 days away, the following states have activated their National Guard amidst preparations for violent outcomes. Washington State, not D.C. In Washington, Governor Jay Inslee placed the National Guard on standby to support local law enforcement amid concerns of election-related unrest. In a letter to Major General Gent Welsh, Governor Inslee wrote, based upon the general and specific information and concerns regarding the potential for violence or other unlawful activity related to the 2024 general election, I want to ensure we are fully prepared to respond to any potential additional civil unrest. He continued with the following: I'm directing the Washington National Guard to prepare to provide critical public safety support by activating necessary Washington National Guard personnel in a standby status in this role. The Wang will support local law enforcement and the Washington State Police Patrol as needed. Oregon, Governor Tina Kotek, Democrat, confirmed that the state's National Guard would be on standby and ready to assist local, state, and federal agencies as needed. Mirrors a previous decision in 2020. Portland, Oregon Mayor Ted Wheeler said, while there is no current information to suggest unrest, we know there is a lot of uncertainty and tension in our community. I remember Ted Wheeler being there when all of the crazy stuff was going on in 2020. Are you kidding me? That guy is still in office. I don't know how that happened, but I think Oregon will Oregon. Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo, another Democrat, has announced that 60 National Guardsmen are on standby to ensure secure Election Day. In addition to measures in Washington, Nevada, and Oregon, barricades have been going up around key U.S. government buildings in D.C. Some of these barricades were also set up just before the 2020 election. Additionally, some businesses around Washington have been boarding up a precaution against the outcomes of the presidential election. Let me ask you guys a question. Who is it going to be the ones to riot if things don't go their way? If you think it's going to be people on the right side of political stuff, the conservatives, put a 1 in. If you think it's going to be on the left side of the political aisle, the progressives, they're not liberal, please put a 1 in. So who is it that's going to be rioting if things don't go their way? Okay? If it's a 1 for liberal, okay. If it's a 2 for conservative, okay. And by liberal, I mean progressive fascist. Well, gosh, that's a lot of 2s. I'm surprised. I mean, they're so fucking peaceful. Commander of the Iranian Navy, Admiral Shahram Arani, says the Iranian armed forces will not show mercy to the enemy in any confrontation. Netanyahu has said that after removing Hezbollah beyond the Litani, any attempt to rearm it must be struck, and any action against Israel must be responded to firmly. Rumors still persist amongst Hebrew channels, however, of the ending of the ground operation in Lebanon, where the Israelis have barely advanced into any of the major border towns. So why does he speak as if the ground operation will persist? Perhaps because while the rest of the Israeli cabal wants the farce to be over with Netanyahu and his goons contradict their wishes. Perhaps we will see no end to the ground operation unless there is a significant pressure on Netanyahu. I see no possible way that it is wrapped up anytime soon. So, yeah, I don't see that happening. I think he's right. I think it's to appease the populace and then go on from there. Statement of the Yemeni Armed Forces, the Ansarallah Houthi group, regarding warning shipping companies against purchasing the assets and properties of Israeli shipping companies because they will remain within the punitive measures imposed by the Republic of Yemen on those ships and companies. That is on 11/3/24. Hebrew media claims that arrangements are being made to end the war on the Lebanese front within 2 weeks. Just don't see that happening. Netanyahu will hold a special session tonight to discuss the possibility of an exchange deal. Washington has informed Tehran that it is the event of a new attack on Israel from Iran. It will no longer be possible to contain Tel Aviv. It means that they will not be able to restrain Israel anymore in case of another Iranian attack. So, let's see. Axios, quoting Israeli and American officials, Israel may respond to the Iranian attack even if it comes from Iraqi territory. Iran status update 1. Iran plans to activate its proxies for retaliation attack on Israel. Defense officials estimate Israel and U.S. are closely monitoring militias in Iraq and Yemen. Senior sources say Israel will respond forcefully against Iran even if attack originates elsewhere. U.S. deployed its B-52 strategic bombers in the Middle East. For such irrational estimates that Iran will not act by itself against Israel instead of using their proxies was first forced by Axios with the reference to Israeli official Iran Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei has said that Tehran will act forcefully. So we shall see. Israel may take steps to eliminate Iran's nuclear potential after the U.S. presidential elections, Turkish Foreign Minister Fidan has said. And this is the whole problem with all this. I'm not going to give away too much of what Middle East Spectator is going to say, but he knows what's coming. Basically, if Harris wins on Tuesday, air quotes, Iran will be happier because they know that it'll be a much more staunch Trump presidency than what's in office now. If that happens, then I'm not worried about the Iranians. I'm worried about the Israelis attacking, just throwing down the gauntlet, okay? And vice versa. If Trump wins, then I think the Iranians know that, they're going to have a real war hawk in there, and they're just going to go for as much as they can get done before January 20th. So I think either way, it really doesn't matter. Bad, negative things are about to happen. So that's what I think. Commander of the U.S. CENTCOM, General Michael Eric Kurilla, landed in Israel this weekend, Thursday, as the official guest of the Chief of Staff, Major General Herzi Halevi. Iranian cyber attack on municipal systems. Spokesperson for the municipality of Lod in Jerusalem said. New deployment of B-52H nuclear-capable bombers heading towards the Middle East passed straight ahead the Strait of Gibraltar. Spokesperson for the Iranian Civil Aviation Organization, so far no NOTAM aviation, this is a correction, has been issued about closing the country's airspace or even a small part of the country's airspace. So that was reported yesterday. It's in question. Deputy Commander of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, the IRGC, stated that Iran will respond to Israel's attack on its territory. I cannot disclose the details, but it will definitely happen. American Airlines has suspended all flights to and from Israel until the end of summer 2025. Hebrew Channel has said. 12. In the UN parallel universe, this is Amir Sarfati now. Last one was the World War III guy. He's all crazy and won't let you copy and paste his stuff anymore. So I figure out where he gets it from, and I just get it from them. So he's an idiot. His intel is good, but he's just a bonehead. European, he always like tries to pimp his DJ channel and all this stuff. Like, I play music. I could pimp my music if I wanted to. I'm not going to do that. It's like, dude, just run an intel channel and just be quiet. Like, nobody cares about your little personal, music and stuff like that. I know y'all don't care about mine, so whatever. In the UN parallel universe, European countries supported yesterday a decision in the General Assembly led by the Iranian regime on missile proliferation. Yes, you read that correctly. Missile proliferation. To have Iran promote a text expressing concerns about the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction and their means of delivery is an exercise in absurdity and mockery of international law. Iran, who launched hundreds of missiles against Israel, advances a clandestine military nuclear program, violates UNSC resolutions, and proliferates missiles and rockets to numerous terrorist organizations in the Middle East and beyond. I bet people are like, well, you share your opinion. Yeah, I'm like, I do this for a living. That's a little bit different. He's a DJ. I don't know. Maybe he's in the intel community, but whatever. Iranian Revolutionary Guard published a video that hints at an imminent retaliatory attack on Israel. U.S. and the Zionist regime, which is Israel, that's what they call it, will receive a crushing response to what they are doing against Iran and its resistance front, Hebrew account of Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei tweeted on Saturday. UAV that infiltrated from Syria flew for 10 minutes in the skies of the Golan Heights and the East Sea of Galilee. The event ended without the UAV being intercepted and contact with it was lost. It is no longer in the sky, probably crashed in some open area. IDF announced this morning the elimination of several key terrorists in Lebanon and Gaza. Hamas Nakba terrorists who participated in the raid on kibbutz Nir Oz during 10/7 massacre, subsequently served as an assistant to the Hamas commander of the Khan Yunis Brigade, commander of Hezbollah's Al-Qiyam compound, equivalent to the rank of company commander, responsible for numerous shooting incidents targeting Metula, eliminated, and another company commander from the Radwan force in the Al-Qiyam region was also killed. New details about the naval commando operation that captured a senior Hezbollah official in northern Lebanon. This is the guy yesterday that was on the coast in Lebanon, and a bunch of IDF forces went in and snatched this guy up. Now, Eastern Telegram is saying he's just some dude that likes to drive a boat. Western Telegram is telling him that he is the Stalin of the seas or something. So security officials clarified that, contrary to depictions in Lebanese media, the detainee is a crucial operative within Hezbollah, fully involved in terror activities, and by no means an innocent Lebanese citizen. Maritime sector within Hezbollah is highly secretive. Only a select few deal with it, and there's a significant compartmentalization regarding this subject. Therefore, capturing a senior maritime official represents an intelligence achievement of the highest order. Iranian Islamic sense of pride and honor prevents them from ordering Hamas and Hezbollah to surrender, and their intent to strike Israel again will result in the destruction of Hamas, destruction of Hezbollah, crippling of Iran's military capabilities. And then from there, Amir goes into some scripture. He said, when the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, it was for the same reason, to bring out a clear and miraculous victory for God that aided his people Israel. Neither Israel's government nor its military are responsible for the major shift that we see in the region. God is. Reporting Al Arabiya News in English, Iran has deployed forces and is preparing for an attack on Israel in response to the Israeli attack on Iran. Last Thursday, commander of CENTCOM, General Michael Eric Kurilla, arrived in Israel as the official guest of the Chief of the General Staff, Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi. The Chief of the General Staff and Commander of CENTCOM held a situational assessment on strategic security issues and joint regional preparedness as part of a response to the threats in the Middle East with a focus on Iran. During Kurilla's visit, he visited the American THAAD aerial defense battery, there's 2 of them there now, which was recently deployed to Israel to strengthen defense against emerging threats. Netanyahu at the Lebanese border, with or without an agreement, the key of the return. I don't know who that is. Is that Mike Shabinsky? Thanks, bud. Mr. Lee thanks you. With or without an agreement, the key to the return of our residents is keeping Hezbollah away beyond the Litani River. In the shadow of the reports of Iran planning to attack from the territory of Iraq, severe floods are now affecting the Shiite country. Reports of a collapsed hospital building and power outages in many cities throughout Iraq. In addition, there are reports that the airport in Baghdad has suspended operations. Satellite images from the last few minutes indicate military maneuvers and the movement of missile launchers near the ballistic missile base in Tabriz. Military maneuvers are now underway near a ballistic missile base. I read that one. Yep, in Tabriz, bracing for an Iranian attack. Iran has informed Arab diplomats of plans for a powerful, multifaceted strike against Israel involving more advanced warheads and additional weaponry. According to Iranian and Arab officials familiar with the preparations, Iran's conventional army is expected to participate in the attack, motivated by the loss of 4 soldiers and a civilian in recent Israeli strike. Wall Street Journal. American businesses have begun boarding up in preparation for potential left-wing riots in the event of a Trump victory. And let's be honest, that's exactly what they're doing. If Kamala was going to run away with it, they wouldn't even care. Hell, they'd have the champagne out. United States has reportedly sent messages to Iran through intermediaries, stating that they will not be able to restrain Israel any more in case of another Iranian attack, according to Axios. Pardon me. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei wrote in Hebrew, America and the Zionist regime will receive a crushing response to what they are doing against Iran and the resistance front. According to Brown University's Watson Institute, Washington has spent $22 billion in taxpayer money on military aid to Israel since the beginning of the conflict. Israel destroyed the Church of St. George in Yarun, South Lebanon, which stood for more than a century and a half. U.S. presidential election. Trump is leading the polls for now. Atlas Intel, the most accurate pollster of 2020, releases their official swing state polling, showing Trump leading in every swing state. North Carolina, plus 3.4. Georgia, plus 2.5. Arizona, plus 6.5. Nevada, plus 5.5. Wisconsin, plus 1.0. Michigan, plus 1.5. And Pennsylvania, plus 1.8. All right, there you go, leftists. You know what the numbers are. Go get her done. The printer go, brrr. Israel killed more than 50 children in Jabalia in the last 48 hours. According to UNICEF, distressed, bloodied child was rushed away, pictured, from sudden Israeli airstrikes on family home in Gaza Strip's doomed Jabalia refugee camp. Several civilians were, I don't know if I can use this word, we'll just say dispatched and injured, with a medic also targeted and killed in the video. IDF's brutal siege on the north of Enclave renders emergency works basically stupid. Sorry, trigger word. EU countries are as bad as China. They don't accept our goods, but they sell theirs to us. Trump promised to impose tariffs. 100 to 200% of goods from these countries. U.S. destroyed the cooperation of the EU with Russia, destroyed the Nord Stream gas pipeline. Now they are selling us 5 times more expensive gas and will introduce new tariffs. Eli Feldstein from Netanyahu's office is the main suspect involved in the serious security leaks affair. It was revealed that the information of Israeli soldiers, intelligence officers, and some military bases were collected through the popular sports application Strava. Using a fake account, the identities and sensitive information of Israeli soldiers were collected. According to the investigation, by manipulating the application through a fake user, the identity, duties, and addresses of many soldiers were revealed. Soldiers whose identities and addresses were revealed include members of the Secret Intelligence Unit and commanders of the Air Force and Navy. After the incident was discovered, the IDF assessed the situation and began investigating possible sources of that threat. Intelligence gathering through Strava is not a new phenomenon. Previously, the information of American soldiers in Syria was also collected. Hits of Russian commanders were also organized with information obtained from the similar sports applications. In October, the information of Joe's protection team was exposed via Strava, and that is from Haaretz. So don't sports ball if you're in a war. Russia's Medvedev. Trump will not be able to stop the war in Ukraine if he wins, and if he tries, he may be taken out. U.S. presidential elections will not change anything for Russia. I don't think they'll change anything for anybody, like I said. Trajectory is set forth, folks. From here, you just prep. Moldova elections. Current President Maya Sandu overtook Alexander Stoyanoglu after 92.2% of the votes were counted. The results are very close. Maya Sandu is a pro-European leader. Her supporters started celebrations. Alexander Stoyanoglu favors closer ties with Russia. Taiwan's defense ministry said on Sunday it had spotted 35 Chinese military aircraft, including fighters and bombers, flowing to the island's south on the way to exercises in the Pacific. Second day in a row, it has reported such activities. As of the 3rd of November, 72 million people have cast their ballots in America. 40% registered Democrats, 40% registered Republicans, 20% others. Officially 2 days away from the election. And here is the final New York Times Siena poll. I'm sure they did not oversample the shit out of Democrats. They never do that. Harris is winning, 49-46. North Carolina, Harris is winning, 48-46. Wisconsin, Harris is winning, 49-47. Georgia, Harris is winning, 48-47. Pennsylvania, Harris is winning, 48-48 to 48, because 48 for Harris is a bigger 48 than Trump's 48. Michigan, Harris is winning with 47 because 47 in Michigan for Harris is a bigger 47 than Trump's 47. In Arizona, Harris is winning 45 to 49, okay? She's winning, goddammit. Miss Harris is now narrowly, I know I shouldn't say that, sorry. Miss Harris, it's just so absurd. Miss Harris is now narrowly ahead in Nevada, North Carolina, Wisconsin. The polls show. Oh, they show it. While the satanic Trump leads in Arizona, the polls show them locked in close races in Michigan, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. Sure. But the results in all 7 are within the margin of error, so get ready for us waiting at least months until we figure out who won. Okay? And by that time, we're going to do everything we can to make the right person win. Right? By the way, to the people that are Trump is the Antichrist, I'd like to talk to you real quick about all this. What are you going to do if he loses on Tuesday? Serious question. If I had to flip a coin, I'm going to tell you he's going to lose. I'm going to be honest with you. Because that's how freaking evil they are. Okay? And we'll just leave it at that. I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. But let me just ask you this question. What are you going to do if Harris wins on Tuesday? Like, are we gonna reassess and pick up some new theory going on out there? Because I'd love to know. That's why you keep your mind open and you just kind of let things unfold. Thinking you know the preset anything out there is literally arrogance. I don't know anything. I just go in and look at the information and give an educated guess, which is wrong many times. So, I don't know. I was wondering about that. Like what are they going to do? if he loses? Like, is a new theory going to go? Oh well, he's going to do this. You take the harlot of Michigan, and I mean, like, like what I don't know. I just moving on. Donald Trump will hold a campaign rally in Grand Rapids, Michigan, the night before the 2024 elections, mirroring his final rallies in the same city in the last two elections. Kamala Harris to hold 3 rallies in Pennsylvania on the last day. No other states. Trump's rallies, Sunday, 3rd of November. Lititz, I like that name. Pennsylvania, already happened today at 10 a.m. Kinston, North Carolina, 2 p.m. Macon, Georgia, 6:30 p.m. And then Monday the 4th, he's in Raleigh, North Carolina, 10 a.m. He's in Reading, Pennsylvania, 2 p.m. He's in Pittsburgh, 6 p.m. And he's in Grand Rapids, Michigan, 10:30 p.m. And then, of course, the next day is Election Day. Lititz, Pennsylvania, folks. If you are from Lititz, if you could email me, I'd love to see what the town is like. History will be made. History will be broken. The only thing which the entire world will be watching will be the Blue Wall Rust Belt states splinter. Last time it splintered was 1988 when George Bush became president. It's that simple. If Trump splinters the Blue Wall, keeping the 4 Sun Belt states, then he's going to win. If the Blue Wall doesn't splinter and goes blue, well, America will have its first female president, according to them. Because everybody just thinks she's doing such a great job. I absolutely love $8 bread. I do. I love it. I love $4 crappy eggs. God, I just sit there and I go, man, I cannot wait to go to the grocery store and take like a very large portion of my paycheck and pump it into that. I gotta tell you, I sit back and just love it. I just glory. It just, oh God, so awesome. Can't wait to go to the grocery store and like just totally crap out hundreds upon hundreds of dollars for what I used to get down for like $100 just a short while ago. But gosh, I gotta tell you, Harris is gonna win because everybody loves that. 4 KC-135 Strata tankers are on their way to the Middle East, dragging you-know-what. American Airlines suspended flights to and from Israel till summer 2025. As of now, the 4 known B-52s are in the Middle East. Livid 11, Livid 12, Barf 21, and Barf 22. Nice. Barf 21, something I did when I was 21, certain nights, being nuclear capable and most likely carrying ordnance to deter Iran from doing anything before the elections. Additional B-52s are expected to cross over the Atlantic tonight, with the Federal Aviation Administration booking of a slot for today. Barf 21 belongs to the 69th Bomb Squadron, part of the 5th Bomb Wing at Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota, which is the nuclear-capable squadron. Anti-scale riot fence has been put up around the White House today. Tallahassee, Florida, sent a reminder to the U.S. Department of Justice that they are not allowed to send monitors to polling locations after the DOJ. I mean, how are they going to know what to do afterwards? After the DOJ sent a press release announcing the planned visits. Don't worry, a water main break ought to take care of that. Justice Department announced Friday that it plans to monitor compliance with federal voting rights laws in 86 jurisdictions in 27 states for the November 5th general election. I wonder what 27 states are those. Are those the ones thinking about moving on if a certain someone, air quotes, wins? Hamas terrorists planted a bomb near the Kamal Adwan hospital as a WHO convoy was delivering aid and evacuating patients. The bomb exploded and 6 children were injured in the explosion. Hamas continues to both exploit and take out Palestinians. Berkshire has dumped 100 million Apple shares as unprecedented selling spree boosts cash to a record $325 billion. Gosh, I wonder why all the super rich people like Bezos and Warren Buffett are just dumping the crap out of their stocks. Couldn't figure out why. Heavy sarcasm tonight. Back in August, when discussing Buffett's ongoing liquidation of his Bank of America stake. We said that Berkshire rising cash stockpiles merely reflects the firm's inability to find deals in today's overvalued and weak economic environment. This is the best economic environment ever. Come on, man. You're not out there just feeling the love, buying boats and trucks every chance you get. Everybody else is. Queen Harris is coming in, folks. It's going to be the greatest economy since sliced socialism. It's going to be awesome. Little did we know just how accurate that would be, because just one day later, in my opinion. So this is it. This is the analysis of Middle East Spectator. Okay? This guy is, he says he's not Iranian, but he is in the know. Okay? I'm pretty sure he's a professor. He's an intelligent guy, speaks flawless English. His analysis is not pro-Israel by any stretch of the imagination, but he knows his stuff. And he knows kind of what is thinking when it is over there to the east. So if I were you, I'd perk the head up and listen on this one, okay? All right, here we go. In my opinion, I think that Iran will not attack Israel before the U.S. presidential election. The Wall Street Journal article also seems to confirm this. While Iran dislikes Kamala Harris and Donald Trump equally, Harris is less likely to engage in a full-scale war against Iran. So, Iran wants her to win. They don't want to take the risk of possibly influencing the election outcome by attacking Israel and delivering another major foreign policy failure to Kamala Harris, especially to close before Election Day. I also think one of the reasons that Iran won't respond very fast is because the Israelis didn't respond fast either. And the Israelis didn't respond fast because Iran didn't respond fast after Ismail Haniyeh. In my opinion, Iran is doing this on purpose. By constantly waiting 1 to 2 months to retaliate, Iran is spreading the conflict over multiple months across several separate cycles of violence that are manageable and can be somewhat controlled. This allows Iran to repair, adapt, and prepare for all scenarios between each new wave of exchanges. Iran is actively trying to control the pace of the escalation ladder, which is good. Israel's strength lies in short, powerful attacks that paralyze the enemy. If they are forced into a new cycle of exchanges every few months, this won't be in their favor at all. Israel is not very adaptable, and they are already under huge pressure, facing multiple different war fronts at once. Iran has time on its side. Pretty good analysis, if you ask me. So, that's what's going on over there. What's going on over here is just magically over the last month. I don't know what it could be. Maybe it's a popularity contest, but the views and everything on this channel are going up. But my gosh, the revenue is just going down, 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 down. I know I make $10,000 a month on this. So if you could see it, to join as a member, or maybe if you're hurting from the most incredible economy ever, because Kamala's just killing it. Maybe you can let a commercial play out, and I'm sure they're putting all the good commercials on here, the ones that are like selling dildos and other things like that, and make your third knee grow larger and all that. Yeah, I'm sure that I'm getting those kind of commercials on here. So if you could let a third knee commercial play through, it would be great. Just strangest thing, so strange. No clue what it is. Yeah, everything is going up with the exception of the revenue. So I'm sure they wouldn't do anything to make it so. People don't watch the commercials, or they put fewer on here. Everything's on the up and up, right? Like I said, heavy sarcasm tonight. So that is your crisis report for November 3rd. I know I should do this for free. I know I should. Unfortunately, I can't do that. November 3rd, 2024. God bless you all for being here. Thank you so much. Your support is good. You don't have to pay for anything. I do, like I said, I'm the product. If you like what I'm doing, You'll think it's good, like Mike Shabinsky every once in a while, to kick me a few dollars. I'm cool with that. And if you're hurting from the most incredible economy ever, I get it. Just come back and tell people about it. Cool? But yeah, that is our crisis report for tonight. I'm going to take it on over to PrepperNow and get a little more sarcastic. I don't think there's enough sarcasm in the world right now. So give me a couple minutes to get everything set up for that. And we will see you over there. God bless you all. PrepperNow, crisis report, out.